Good morning once again. It is the 26th day of February right here in 2025. My name is Winfrey Agbelieshe and it's time for the news updates on the Wake Up Nigeria set. We are monitoring developments at the National Assembly where the Senate has directed its Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions to take further legislative action against Senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, over last Thursday's outburst at the plenary. She expected to appear before the committee to explain and justify her actions according to the Senate's standing orders. Now, National Assembly correspondent tvcentertainment Adeoye reports.
Law, there's no sin, but we have laws.
Senator Yemi Adaramodu, spokesperson of the Senate, presented a formal report to the Senate on the reactions generated by the face-off between Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan from Kogi Central and the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. Senator Adaramodu highlighted the challenging task of correcting the public misperception of the incident and the difficulties in managing the Senate's image.
I want the leadership of the Senate to stand by the rules, and when infractions are being committed, because we can see a liturgy of it.
Adding his voice to the matter, the leader of the Senate reiterates that the Senate is an institution guided by rules and will not be allowed to be discredited under their watch. The leader of the Senate then moved a motion for a vote of confidence to be passed on the President of the Senate.
Our vote of confidence as a Senate, because this is not about you.
The leader of the Senate also moved a motion for the matter to be handled by its Committee on Ethics and Privileges.
It's nothing that has to do with gender. It's nothing that has to do with hatred. It's nothing that has to do with any form of malice.
I still want to repeat the apology that was rendered that day, because our rules are there, and these rules are rules that must be obeyed.
Emboldened by the vote of confidence from his colleagues, the President of the Senate read out the powers of the Senate President and the conduct expected from senators in the chamber.
If you want to be a senator, please learn that this is our guiding principle. All the things that they are saying outside, here, this book here gives the power to the Senate President to even suspend a senator for at least 14 legislative days without reference to any committee.
Senator Akpabio attributes Senator Natasha's outburst to lack of proper orientation about the rules of the Senate and directed the National Assembly to conduct a periodic orientation, especially for midstream lawmakers. The disciplinary committee, headed by Senator Neda Imasuen, is expected to carry out this assignment within 2 weeks and return to the Senate with its recommendation for further legislative action. tvcentertainment Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
And over to sports, the second edition of the Africa Gaming Expo has begun, with the Lagos State government reiterating its commitment to combating underage gambling, now emphasizing its zero-tolerance policy for the menace. The second edition is expected to end on the 27th of this month, following its first edition in March 2024. In collaboration with the Lagos State Arts, Tourism and Culture and Association of the State Gaming Regulators, this year's edition will bring together the most innovative and exciting development in the African gaming.
When you look at the number of expatriates that showed up this year, it's 100% more than the first edition. So we're just growing bigger and bigger. And we're selling Nigeria, we're selling Lagos. So this should be the capital of entertainment and sports on the continent. So we're also bringing businesses and global operators, bringing them together, exposing the potential on the continent to them. So that's why this is very important. This is the biggest on the continent.
Compared to the last edition, we have speakers and panelists that total over 60, compared to like half of that number was what we had last year. So 2025 clearly it's an improvement over the first edition of Age.
Lagos becoming the cultural center of Africa, and I think it's just the right place for them to anchor gaming in Africa, in Lagos. Lagos is the right place for tourism, in terms of market size, the right place, in terms of access to internet, broadband. Every other thing in the ecosystem that allows gaming to thrive is situated here in Lagos.
Moving on, the Los Angeles Lakers head coach J.J. Redick is optimistic about his new acquisition. Luka Doncic will handle the pressure of facing his former franchise and Dallas Mavericks on Tuesday night. The Lakers face the Mavericks for the first time since the blockbuster trade that sent shockwaves across the NBA and the sporting world. After averaging 14.7 points in his first 3 games with the Lakers, Doncic scored 32 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, dished out 7 assists and stole 4 passes, while leading the Lakers to a wipeout of the Nuggets. Now Doncic is slowly working himself back into shape after missing several weeks with a calf injury.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, I think he'll be fine. You know, he's every day that he's been with us, it's becoming just a little bit more normal. I've been there, like the first time you play your old team, particularly this close in time duration. It's going to be weird, but he'll be able to handle it.
And that's all we're taking on news and sports updates for this hour. Do stay with us. There's so much more happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Argentina only people that have sisters.
Now, Nasabi, Nasabi. I have the best sisters in the world. So.
All right.
Thanks for finally joining us.
Oh, yeah. Now you Sabi. I don't understand.
Nigeria, welcome and said.
I like how you're twinning with your lipstick.
It was a coincidence, and I'm very sure the makeup artists are not pleased about
it. Lilac, right?
Yes, lilac.
Pretty color.
Yeah, beautiful.
I changed at the last minute, so they're probably giving me side eye now. I'm like, Mary.
I thought you didn't want this one. You and your indecision when it comes to clothing.
That is so untrue. Please don't mind that. That is, in fact, I'm probably the one person who just grab something off the hanger and just head straight to the wardrobe to get dressed. But hey, yeah.
On the streets of the online community, we caught up on some interesting gist, quite a number though, but this particular one sort of, you know, should I say it spooked us because yes, now it did not spook you. It's very spooky gist because I don't know how it's like ordering food from an online vendor, food vendor for your spouse, and then maybe boyfriend, right? And then
she takes it upon herself.
She goes beyond not only feeding, flirting. Because it's a step by step. So you carry the food to him. and say, sir, good morning. How are you doing today? Your girlfriend said I should bring you breakfast. And then from breakfast, hello, sir, I hope you enjoyed the food.
Lunch on the house.
Yeah, so would like to send you a complimentary lunch.
Okay.
You know, and then she sends it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I hope you enjoyed the complimentary lunch.
Like, it's funny. You're actually so lenient. You think that's how it happened?
I'm guessing.
Something that could have started and ended in one day. She went there, she delivered the food.
No, I'm trying to play the devil's advocate here. No, I'm trying to play the devil's advocate here. I would like to give the man some grace that he used his common sense
Son of Adam,
to not allow, you know, his Adamic nature to take it. Would have just, you know, said, you know, I have a girlfriend now. I need to give her some respect, being that she brought this, she ordered this food for me.
No, he simply just thought she ordered the food and the deliverer.
So she delivered both.
Yeah.
See, this particular matter, to me, I see nothing wrong in it too. Honestly, I know you will give me the eye, but I see nothing wrong in it. Maybe because I've seen so many things happen in this life where people go to different places or receive different things and come away with another thing. There's somebody I know who won a prize somewhere and got the wife that he wanted as well. Yes. And then I know somebody who went shopping with her boyfriend at a mall, and the shop attendant is his wife today.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, you never can predict how God has said this man and this woman will meet.
Anyway,
you're about to say sababi. You are the conduits that God used for
to bring two
the
people
man
together.
to meet the woman of his dreams.
I mean, it's how favor works, right? Even for our businesses or even, you know, projects that we, you know, we want, things that we go after. It's someone that would, you know, make that that partnership or that collaboration happen. Someone has to facilitate it.
The thing is it pleasing though to the person affected? Certainly not. And that's where the issue is now.
So
is it pleasing? No.
In those kind of situations, you turn the blind eye.
Blind eye.
You just turn a blind eye and say, oh, what? It's my fate.
It's my so God will provide a better spouse for you. And listen, I know people think we are being sarcastic. There's no well, for me, there is no sarcasm. Because in this life, you cannot predict anything. Anything can happen. I've got to that stage in life that I'm like, you know what? Let the best thing happen. What is good?
So as much as I hear you, but at the same time, I think there are several angles to look at this thing from, right? So you know how, like in a corporate organization, now people talk about how you can date within the same organization. That's like taking things. I mean, don't mix
business,
business with pleasure and all of that kind of stuff. Now, if you actually handle your business like that as a serious business owner, do you really think that man will actually take that business seriously? You tell him tomorrow that, oh, I have a client, I'm going to deliver something to him. How's he going to look at you?
Unfortunately for you, Winfrey, men don't think like that.
Men don't think like that, really. So you tell him, a man like that, you tell him, the man that knows that how he got you to marry him, you not tell him tomorrow that, oh, I'm going to deliver something.
You know, sometimes we think it's even the woman. What if it's the man that liked what he saw?
The price is in the...
And we also know, like, I mean, anyways, that's where my mind went to, right? Okay, today it was this man that you met, right? You went to deliver stuff for. Oh, he liked you people, but you people are around getting married. Or simple delivery. I honestly see a situation where she might literally want to deliver something some other time.
And he says no.
And he will say no.
Yeah,
sorry.
but he will get
to
her...
someone else.
Yeah, it will support her business.
Based on, based
how we got here.
President.
Exactly.
Yeah, it will get a dispatch rider because it's the stress that made her have to deliver.
No, but then again, he's not the first.
She won't have the chance to deliver.
He's not the first person.
Yeah, so there's something special about him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not everybody you have a connection with. It's not everybody you're attracted to.
It's not.
So I mean,
I'm actually talking about some sarcasm, but it's not.
I do not see how that man would not say, okay, you know what, this is your business, it's not business you are doing at the point too. Depending on how weird he can be. I mean, people are different anyways. But then again, I don't see how, if that actually comes up, people will not say, are you actually surprised that he's actually saying this? How did you get into his house? I don't see how people will say that.
So if he says it, he has said it now, but
exactly,
they are married.
But they are married, right?
I mean,
and it's not fair for him to want to use it against her in the future, because it really doesn't.
Because that means she too shouldn't be sending people to deliver things to him. If everybody is going to be suspicious,
she will learn now. She will learn now. It's true now.
My dear,
before they do,
it's a circle.
Because apparently that man, the way to his heart is through his tummy.
But she's a good cook.
Setting unnecessary.
Funny enough, she may not even be better than she may not even be a better cook than his girlfriend,
just because of that food. But then he has always been a behind man, like he likes the rear, and then his girlfriend is like me, and so yes, now realistically, and then this rear lady comes and is like, this is the girl of my dreams. That's good, by the way.
As much as yes, we're trying to enter there, right? I think we can even from here segue into the other conversation of, okay, marrying a man that can cook or not, because thinking about it, right? As long as there are a lot of men that still are of the opinion that if I'm marrying a woman, she has to be the one to cook my meals. Do you understand? And then that's the situation. So she sat down feeling pretty and feeling like a 21st century woman. I'm ordering food for my boyfriend. And then the person that cooks the food now delivered it, and then that happens. So it's possible that, okay, probably has an affinity for women that cook. Do you understand? Now, on the flip side,
nobody said his girlfriend doesn't cook for him. It might just be a thing of maybe she wanted to do something different or special for him.
Right. Yeah. She may just want to do
so one cannot say. And then you see on this issue of, marrying a man that cooks or not, at the end of the day, people have their own preferences. Some women would... I can't dare say that both of you, if you had your way, you would rather be married to a man that cooks, right? Am I right? You would not? You?
Different, really.
Would you?
My husband cooks.
Oh, thank Jesus. The thing is, everybody has their preferences.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if someone says, I don't want a man that cooks because I feel I want to be the one in control of the kitchen, congratulations.
But not by that, Sha.
No, they don't know yet when they marry.
Okay.
So congratulations. However, you better look at every other thing before you make that important decision.
Yeah, but I feel like it's also a conversation that you need to have, because if you're coming, if you meet a man who's coming from a home who is very well nurtured, you know, I mean, where the mother caters to his every need, and you meet yourself in that kind of situation, it's only, I mean, it's you have to find a way to meet him halfway.
My dear, let me tell you
because
the truth.
there's certain we say that compromise you don't want to make in the relationship. You have to make it in a marriage situation, one way or another.
One thing life has taught me is there is no such thing as impossible. That's the word. In a situation where a man says, I was nurtured by my mom, I don't know how to do chores, you're going to be handling this, and he's honest about it. And the woman comes and says, look, I don't even know how to cook. If two of them really want to be together, they will meet halfway. So and I've seen it happen.
I've had several situations and scenarios where the woman is clueless about cooking. She comes into the house,
taking care of the
sets
house.
up a system that is running it for her. The man is chilling, and
they're happy.
Do you understand? And also, I will even use my sister in this situation as well. So my sister literally, my sister cooks to relieve stress. I don't know how a human being does that, but anyway, she does that. She literally cooks a storm every single time. I'm literally talking to this girl. She's either making me pie, or she makes fufu from scratch.
She enjoys it.
She makes fufu from
too far
scratch.
from her.
She enjoys it.
She's not even in good. Yeah, she enjoys it. She makes
cooking.
fufu from scratch in the UK. Is that normal?
It's normal.
Even we that were here in Nigeria, we never make fufu from scratch.
But it's normal.
But
It's a
anyways,
passion.
That
Does she sell it, child? Is she making a business of it?
No, she just cooks. She's in the corporate world and all that. However, both her sons cook. So they actually go and be like, "Mommy wants to cook today. Can we actually make just?" And they cook they bake, they do everything. And I'm like, I see these boys, they want to. Why are you? Do you understand? So like, allow them.
And
so
that's
my
because
point,
I think she also allows for them to.
I think I have a wife for you, for one of the children. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
you're shameless.
Hello. Please, cook.
Let's go. Anyways, what I see in that type of situation is not so fine. Their mom nurtures them. You see them; they are literally like giant size. Do you understand? They are from a home that they are constantly nurtured and doted over and all of that. But then again, they have that natural interest.
Yeah.
The same thing with my husband. My mother-in-law is always sending food to us constantly. Do you understand? But then again, when he wants to cook, like he literally goes all out. It can just be once in like 3 months or even 6 months. Do you understand? But when he's ready to cook, my point is, the interest to cooking now is not a thing that holds men or women or holds marriage. Do you understand?
A man wants to be with you, will do everything.
I feel like it depends on the man.
Would also compromise as well. Yeah, it depends on the man.
Depends on the man.
But hey,
and all of that.
we have to take a break now, okay? Let's know your opinion. You're using the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. You're watching Wake Up
food
Nigeria.
that was used to carry you to the marriage.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today?
We have the regular. So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
Welcome to the kitchen this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for us to make breakfast.
Yes.
And you know who's doing that this morning? It's Chef D Rose.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well. You look astonishing.
Aww.
Like, your makeup is so beautiful. I was looking at you from afar. I'm like, I hope my meal is going to look as good as you.
It will look better, don't worry. And this morning is making for us, it's taking us to Spain more like quesadillas. That's what we're having for breakfast.
Yes, that's what we're having for breakfast
so,
this morning.
let's talk about the ingredients. What are we making use of?
Okay, so we have our vegetables here, nicely diced.
Okay.
We have bell peppers, and it's red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and then your carrots.
This is so finely diced.
Yes.
Did you use anything or it was
No,
done?
it was my hand.
It's so
So that's the unique thing about chefs. We're very, very accurate with our cutting, with our
I
cooking.
mean, it's almost the same. Like, I cook, and who has that time and patience when I have 1,000 other things to do in the house? But this is so, it looks perfect. Like you use the machine or something.
Oh, no, it's my chef knife and my chopping board and my hands.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay.
And then this is minced meat.
Okay.
So I have.
Looks like you have,
Yes, it's already marinated. So I have rosemary in it, fresh rosemary, fresh thyme, and a bit of seasoning, salt.
Okay.
In there, and then butter.
Butter. I can see the
moist.
butter.
Yes.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to mention the butter part.
Yeah, and then this is yaji.
Yaji.
Yes.
So you have to make it African, you know.
So at least you have the Afro fusion in it, and then butter.
More butter.
Then, yes, more butter. So I could use it for. It's actually for the tortilla.
Tortilla. Yeah. So this is the tortilla.
Yes, this is the tortilla.
Yeah. Okay. So
now I am
what's
ready
the
for you. So the first thing, I'm just going to saute my minced meat a bit.
Using the butter?
Yes, using the butter. Just a little bit because there's butter in it already.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put some.
So if I don't want to use butter, I want to use oil. Will it work as well?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
It will work.
Okay.
In fact, most times oil is even better. Just that I just like it moist.
Okay. Because there's actually something butter does.
Yes.
There's a way it enriches the flavor.
True.
It has a way of ensuring that the whatever it is you're making has more flavor.
Yes.
Especially when it's salty butter. There's a particular taste salty butter gives your dish.
But so for us, for me, I like unsalted butter.
Yeah. It's usually the best.
So
because you might be struggling to regulate the taste.
Yeah, and then you're not sure what quantity of salt
is in the butter.
Yeah.
So regulating the taste is better to stick to unsalted.
So this just goes on your heat for say
3 minutes.
Yes, about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay,
and it's ready.
Yeah, and in between, I see the butter is also melting and adding more to the flavor.
It's just going to give you that moist.
Yes.
And then when you put it in your mouth, it just melts in your mouth.
More like, So if you've been wondering what else you can do besides your regular sandwiches or shawarma, or you've been to places and you've been wondering how to make your quesadilla, here's how to make it. The ingredients are currently on your screen right now, okay? Breakfast quesadilla, that's what we're making on Wake Up Nigeria this morning. If you missed any of it, you can quickly scribble it down. As you can see, the ingredients are few, just a number of them, less than 6 items, and you are good to go. So, for many people, they're used to dried spices. Will it work for this dish as well? Because I know the taste fresh herbs give is quite different from what you obtain from the dried spices, especially the blended spices. But, so, do you have to use more, or are there ways you can go about it if you don't have access to the fresh ones?
Okay, so for the dry spices are usually good for cooking. Like maybe when you're making stew, when it's going on heat, it's going to cook it up, and then it just infuses the flavor into
of the spices.
You know, and then usually, but because this one is kind of fresh, it doesn't take time to cook. When you're eating it, you don't have that and then you want to like maybe take out the speck out of your mouth and everything. So that's why fresh herbs are actually better than
Okay.
So but if you don't have, you can still use your dry spices. But it is advisable that if you're using the dry spices for this kind of meal, make sure you blend it so you have the powder.
Oh, so it must be completely blended.
Yes.
Ah, okay. So there you have it. If you have your dried spices, you can still make use of them. Just ensure you blend them before using, okay? So that's the trick to getting what you want regarding this dish.
So my mince meat is ready.
Okay. I don't like rail. I'm sorry, I'm an African. We don't do rail. Please. In fact, if I was to host Chopped, if somebody gives me rail, I'll just be looking at the judges with side eye like, what do you mean this is perfectly cooked? I mean, I see some stuff and I'm like, what do you mean that's perfectly cooked? I can still see the blood.
The blood is out. It's just showing you the freshness of the meat.
Yes.
So this is ready. Before it is fully cooked, I'll add my vegetables to it.
So we'll continue with our cooking process. Don't worry, we'll show you how to make that wrap. I know you really want to see it. I want to see it as well. However, as I love to say, what is food without music? What's music without food, huh? And because of this, I've got on standby with Mola for a beautiful performance right now.
Music without food or food without music is like life without air. Right, literally, guys, because you can't do without the other. And today, right now, we have a doctor in the building. Yes, Dr. Molade Mola Akpata Kasali. She's a multifaceted trailblazer who boasts an impressive academic record and a certificate in music production and performance. And today, she's here to perform the song Idaduro. What does Idaduro mean?
Idaduro simply means no delays.
No delays.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Fantastic. Now, you've been singing since you were 9.
Yes.
And then, you've been here and now, you've been in and out of, the music industry.
Yes.
And how were you able to still, pursue that passion alongside, studying? I mean, you have a PhD in strategic business management. So, I mean, how are you able to, do both?
I think it's all about balance and it's all about determination. And I'm a very determined girl, I'll say. And right now I'm 29. I started my PhD journey at like 25. I even fast-tracked it. So it's all about knowing what you want and planning and having support, I'll say.
Oh, yeah. When you talking about support, I think that's very important. So talk to us. How's the journey been for you? I mean, the musical journey as a female artist, because a lot of female artists, based on precedents, have had to struggle through their ways. Some have given up. What's been keeping you going?
I would say what has been keeping me going is my passion for the music, and also, like I said, support. I have a lot of support from my family, my mother, my aunts, my husband especially. They've been really pushing me out there, and I'm just grateful for that. And I'm thankful to Echo Hotels and Suites, who has always given me the platform to always sing and do a residency there when I was much younger.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear your performance.
Thank you.
Are you ready to take us away?
Yes.
All right.
I am so drunk, I am so drunk, oh. Money I play for, I am so drunk, oh. Where I am not where, Lord, you say, I don't know, I can't know, yeah, Lord, you say, I don't know, see.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
I can. That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, and number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? What's his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment for Pure Entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting, as the archer meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified.
Coming to a close, so make sure you keep all those birthday shout outs rolling in, right? We'd love to celebrate you, celebrate your family and your friends right here on Wake Up Nigeria. So right now, we'd like to start off by wishing Abiola Kende a very, very happy birthday. The 28th of February is your birthday, and this is from Ini and Big Sam. Happy birthday, dear.
You prayed for this year, you will have all that you wish for this year. You go get everything and more. Hey, everything and more.
Ademuyiwa Favor. The 25th of February is your birthday, and this is from Mr. and Mrs. Ademuyiwa Babatunde. Happy birthday. Bahago Paytong. Now, Pantong, the 22nd of February is your birthday, and this is from AK Street. Happy birthday, dear.
And I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get everything.
Damilare Favor, the 27th of February is your birthday, and this is from your sister Ebube Chuku. Happy birthday. Dr. Olushola Oyemade, the 28th of February is your birthday, and Joy is celebrating you, sir. Happy birthday.
This day is your day. I wish you all the best. This day is your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for.
Ezekiel Olanio, the 24th of February is your birthday, and this is from Mr. and Mrs. Adubi Ilinda. Happy birthday.
I wish you long life and prosperity.
Damar Bangose, the 25th of February is your birthday. You're celebrating yourself, and we celebrate with you as well. Happy birthday.
This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get.
Lawal Jamal, the 23rd of February is your birthday, and your mom and your dad celebrate you. Happy birthday.
It's your day. I wish you all the best.
Ogumbi Simeon, the 28th of February is your birthday. Uluwa Sheifumi is celebrating you, sir. Happy birthday.
This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get everything and more. Hey, everything and more.
Stephen Oni Roland, the 25th of February is your birthday, and this is from Baba Tunde. Happy birthday, Mr. Stephen.
This This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get everything and more. Hey,
and that's all we'll be celebrating in this hour for birthday shout out. We wish you all the very best, long life, prosperity, and all the beautiful things of life. Right about now is about time we take DIY, do it yourself, and we have MM and Mary standing by for this one.
Do it yourself.
You do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
You do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Welcome to another segment, right? Another edition of the DIY segment, guys. And of course, I'm doing this with no other than Mary.
Yeah, I love doing it with her.
Right. Because she also gets to learn a lot. So today, I have quite an interesting
lesson. Yes, she wants to teach us something.
So today we are going to be working with sanitary towels, right? So basically, sanitary towels have more than one use. Well, that some of us are not aware of.
Okay.
But it could also be used for a lot of other, things, right? So first off, right, you know that sanitary towels usually are very good when it comes to absorbing of moisture, right? So imagine if you had smelly feet or sweaty feet.
Angu. Hey, that's the moment I'm feeling I am in right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine you have smelly feet or you have sweaty feet. All you
could
just need to do
rub
is
some kind of cream or stuff so it helps you soak up the dirt and the healing process.
So all you just need to do is just, use your sanitary towel, just tuck it right in to your shoes, right, and just put it on. And you're good to go. It's going to absorb all that sweat and all that smell.
Wow.
In a bit, and then if you if you want to give it a more a more fragrant odor, all you just need to do is maybe just drop bits of essential oils, right, and then it would just permeate through the shoe into your feet.
But this things don't too cost though.
Well, they're cheaper ones. They're cheaper ones.
Well.
Another option are panty liners. Panty liners are quite affordable, so you could also use
things you would never have
thought of.
But then that's why we have MM,
right? That's why you have me. I'm here to give you all the dates, girls. Girls, I got you.
So
it doesn't mean that the men too cannot try it.
Or do you get stuff without wings?
Well, you could either cut them off or you just tuck them in nicely. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tuck it in here.
Like that?
Right.
Okay.
And there you go. There you have it.
Okay.
Right.
So you just tuck it into the shoe and then wear it
and then you're good to go.
Okay.
Right. So another trick is for those of you who have shoes that are constantly, rubbing against your heel.
Okay.
There's some shoes that are so they cause you such discomfort, and then they rub against your heel, and it's so irritating. Sometimes
we use plaster.
Yeah,
to just
exactly.
Cover it,
Which it doesn't look tidy, because then you're working, and then people are asking, "What's wrong with you? Did you enjoy yourself?" That sort of thing. So another trick you could do with your sanitary towel is you could just cut off the end of your sanitary towel. And so I'm just going to release this
the wing
a bit. Okay.
Should I maybe I should? Let me see if I can get it done. Okay.
Or better still, I'll just use this other end.
Really
sticky. So I'll just open up this one.
Okay. So I have it open.
Right. And what I'm going to do here, now that I've cut off, the end of it, I'm just going to tuck it in nicely.
So that reduces
on the edge of the friction. Exactly. So this protects your heels, and then it's.
Let me even look at the shoe you're wearing. I'm suspecting you.
No, I don't have it on this shoe because it doesn't cause any friction. But with this, you see some of your shoes are already cracking, and so you could just use. See, you tuck it in.
Okay, wait, Joe. Let me fix you.
Oh, sorry. So we're just going to wait for Mary to fix
No, continue, don't worry. Because I don't know why it's taking me forever.
If she tries this trick sometime soon. But
I really don't
there
have
you
friction,
go.
though.
Right.
But you could prove really useful.
So you see, it's very soft and it's tender on your face.
Yeah, and so you are less likely to have those wounds.
All those wounds, exactly, or even scaly fits, because sometimes it causes scaly fits, right? And there you go. Your good. I told you guys,
sanitary pad manufacturers don't increase the price. So now that you know that it has many uses.
It has many uses, right? And then quickly before we go, this is a teacher. You know, guys, I'm always here for you. I always want you to ensure that you are saving our environment, and then you are making good use or recycling some of your used materials like your cartons or your tissue rolls. So quickly, this is a kitchen, well, I'll call it a serviettes pack. We are very, very used to this. So another what you can also do with this is, if you have your panty liners or you have your sanitary towels, it depends on how big they are. You know, sometimes we keep our sanitary towels in our drawer, right? Yes. But this could just act as a nice
somewhere to
pack for saving your sanitary towels. So you just put them in,
pull it out,
right? And it's easier to pull out when you need it. So imagine it's stacked, you know, into the pack, and then it's easier to just pull
so you just
out.
Take it out,
yeah,
like,
exactly,
okay, I need one,
and use, and then you're gone, exactly, instead
so
of having to rummage through your drawer and having to find one. So you just have this tucked somewhere on top of just for easier access,
your drawer or your wardrobe, or even on your dresser,
anywhere,
works.
Right? And that's it for our DIY for today.
Learn a lot.
Yes, if you're trying out any of this, send us pictures, send us comments, use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. You know, I've got you. Till next time, the show continues shortly, people. Stay with us.
We'll be back in a bit.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Action! Which is experiencing a whole new year, a whole new season. So yeah, she's allowed to. But welcome, guys, to the second half of the best entertainment breakfast show on Nigerian television. We hope that our entrees in the first half got you full of joy, excitement. You learned quite a lot on our DIY segment.
Yes, of course.
Right.
Yeah, useful tip there, actually. True.
Thank you.
Especially now that I'm having like swollen feet
yeah,
and all of
you
that.
could, yeah, it would really help. And you know, there are times that after you have, you know, worn your shoe for a really long time, especially for swelly feet, it becomes you feel the pressure on the sole of your feet, right?
Exactly.
So just using a sanitary towel
to absorb
yes,
and
then
make it more cushy.
it is a cushion, right? A nice soft cushion and support.
Amazing.
Right.
And as always, we offer a full course meal right here to delight your every taste bud. I mean, of course, we still have the main course and dessert loading.
Yes, loading. Yeah, of course, we're always glad and excited that you've made us your feel-good companions this morning. And of course, since the week began.
Yes, and that's why every experience right here is painstakingly curated just to make you happier, right?
Right.
My name is Winfrey Agbeleshe.
And I'm Emil Kocha. We still have Mary in the kitchen standing by with Chef D Rolls.
Yes, and I don't know about desserts, but this is a meal on its own. I can't wait to dig in. Complete meal. Yeah, I have my hot chocolate waiting. Just that. You didn't think of it. Ah, yes, we forgot to mention earlier cheese as well. Yes, we left out the cheese, but hey, you can't make quesadillas without that cheesy bit on it.
Yes. So we're coming back to the kitchen later on because we need to see and learn how that quesadilla is going to come together. And I love Chef Diro. He always has this, you know, delightfulness when, you know, cooking. It's always a pleasure to have him right here in the kitchen. But remember, guys, that you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to, you know, send in those comments and follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Threads, we're on Instagram. We are waiting.
Yes, of course. We're also on GOTV channel 16 and UHF band 49. My name is Winfrey Agbeleshe.
And I am Emil Koche. And let's dive into it. What we have on the show, we have wellness still coming up. Dr. Obi Olama Nadi. She'll be here to discuss. I'm not mad. I'm just down.
Are you sure? And finally, for a conversation, we have Violet Ejiata. Now, she's a media producer and presenter with Undying Pensions for Social Impact. Now, she's participated in not just one, but 3 beauty pageants. Within all of them, she's done a lot in the pageant space, in the media space as well. She'll be here to talk to us about how she's empowering young women and, in some cases, young men.
That's not her.
Not for mine.
And we still have Mola. She'll be wrapping the show up, you know, on a very, very lovely note. She has PhD.
Hey.
I have PhD. Well, in short, I'll be carrying a billboard. I'll be carrying placards.
Like, so when you find your passion, you find your passion, irrespective.
Right. Instead, irrespective of, you know, I mean, to be honest, those of you still chasing I have a friend right now who's doing her PhD. Man, I admire her, but sorry, I cannot go because it's a lot of work. And then for those who are still mothers and so how are you doing it? Kudos to you. Kudos.
I mean, it's Mother's Day. I'm sorry. It's Women's Month. Women's Month.
Right.
So
we need to really, you know, celebrate our women and mothers all over the world. But right, we still have so much packed in the second half of the show. Don't go anywhere, people. The show continues.
Welcome again to the kitchen this morning on Wake Up Nigeria. We are making breakfast, and of course, Chef D-Rose has us on lockdown. Breakfast quesadillas, that's what we're making this morning. And as it is, we're hard at work. This is usually the tricky part, the wrap. Before you wrap it, can we just see what you've done? Yeah. So you have the meat there,
yes, with
and
the
then
the
with
vegetables,
the sprinkle of
cheese,
cheese.
and then the cheese on top.
Okay.
Yes.
So now we can wrap.
Yes. So
and
the cheese just
run
locks
through
up
the process again.
your vegetables and
the meat as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Just locks it in.
Yeah. For many people, wrapping it is usually the challenge.
Yeah. So people like to go really. So they want to wrap it like samosa or sometimes spring rolls and all of that. But
it's not
me,
necessary.
I like to keep it simple.
So you keep it like this?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay. I see many people smiling. They can leave it like this. We will leave it like this.
It's fine. Like this. So.
Okay.
Going to the next part.
So if you're just tuning in, we'll tell you how we came about this beef mix, but first catch up on the ingredients on your screen right now. So if you missed anything earlier, you can quickly take a look at it and fix up. So you catch up with whatever it is you may have missed, okay? Breakfast quesadilla is what we're having, okay? Where's the pan? It disappeared.
It's here.
I was trying to take off this. Okay. Okay. All right. So, this is cheating. Hey, so this is what you chefs do sometimes. Some people just prefer wrapping it like.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but for us, we are very, very particular about our meals, and we are very, very intentional about our meals.
Okay.
So, we don't just go the easy routes, but yeah, this is kind of like easy, hard in a way.
Okay.
So this is yaji dust.
Okay. So I'm sure you're wondering, like me, what that newspaper is doing there. We'll surely find out soon. So what does the yaji dust do? Is it for flavor?
Yaji, yeah, it's just for flavor, and then it's just to give it some heat.
Okay, I don't understand. Couldn't you have just put it in the meat?
No.
What's the idea?
That's too basic.
Yeah.
I don't want to come and say, oh, I love you. I want to come and say, when I wake up in the morning, I see your smiles. It's like the sunshine. Then before I now tell you that I love you.
We get it. Let's continue.
So here you have it.
Oh, so it's because of the plating.
Yes, it is.
So you now see that perfect line. You know that it's basic things in the kitchen that were used for it. Okay. Okay, look at that. Ready to serve. Aha.
And voila.
Voila. So it's my turn to make you quesadilla. All right, man. So first off, let me show you
this.
So you take the tortilla.
Yes.
You place it in the pan.
Exactly.
So while the tortilla is there,
then
you'd put this
just like that. So just one side.
Yeah, just one side, like a single line.
Yes.
Like that. Like that. This my quesadilla is looking like.
No, you're doing perfectly well.
Okay. Okay. Coming from the professional, I cannot help but agree.
Okay, so now that's fine.
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Then your cheese.
I put in the cheese. Like this.
Yes.
Is that enough?
A little more.
A little more. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
And then. I have to use this.
Aha. Okay. So when I put this down,
you just press it down a little.
I press it. We don't used to do little. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those just tuning in, what's in there? Okay, you wanted to say something.
Okay, so now this is the tricky part of this.
Okay.
You're going to have to flip it
I'll
carefully.
Flip it. I'll flip it.
I am going to stand here and watch you flip.
I can do it.
Yes, you can. Let's go. She's using two.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go. Gang, gang.
Thou shalt not disgrace me.
Ooh, she did it.
We dey cook for us now.
That was perfectly done.
Perfectly done. I flipped it even better than you.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I did.
Honest, I think I should take off this uniform and give to you.
Bring
right
it. Oh, nice. So
this doesn't take time.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
It's actually easy for breakfast.
Really easy.
Yeah. So
yes.
okay. This one will need assistance so that we don't lose all the meat in it. Okay. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Here.
Just like that.
And then we'll hold it like this,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So like this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now you're holding your knife. The way you hold the chef knife is you have to be intentional with it. So you have to hold it.
Chefs must be intentional lovers, because I don't understand all this intentional. That's why they say they don't want men that cook. Now too much. Yeah, my quesadilla is ready to serve. Woohoo! I'm definitely trying this soon. I'm definitely trying
this. That is really awesome.
See?
And you're done. So will you want to try the plating as well?
I will.
Yes,
I will. You know what? Right now, however, we have to take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. You will see my plating at the end of the show. You decide which you prefer. Okay? Let's take that break now.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to
Ejeki, close the show.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you still what's his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TV Entertainment for Pure Entertainment. Entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
All right. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. And if you watched us yesterday, you know that I literally took an interesting journey to Yaba to literally get my baby bump casted, right? And it was an amazing experience. We literally had the unveiling right here on the show, and it was spectacular. Well, right now, we're actually going to show you that package again in case you missed it, right? You want to try it out, head over. So let's see what that experience was like. We'll be back. Hey, I'm literally at the Amari studio right here in Yaba, and I'm here to literally get my baby bump cast. Now, this is one of the fun activities I literally look forward to during my pregnancy, right? And I'm here today with Taiwo. She's definitely upstairs. She is the CEO of My Baby Bump, right? And she's going to be creating a baby bump cast for me. Now, I'm definitely enjoying this whole pregnancy process. I can't wait for today's activity to literally start. And I can't wait to speak to Taiwo as well. Thank you. My name is Winfrey Agbeleshe, and welcome to Pregnant and Loving It. Now let's go meet Taiwo. Aww. Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, this is your stairs.
Oh, sorry about
Jesus.
that.
Nice.
You can have your seat.
Thank you. Please, I need it. I need it. Oh, wow. The Taiwo Olupade of My Baby Bump. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm
Great to finally meet you. I think what you do is actually absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
It's something that you don't come across in Nigeria.
At all.
A lot of. So I'll ask you like my first question, like, where did you get inspiration from?
So I'm a lover of aesthetics, and I was with my partner that very day, and it sent it to me, I think from IG or YouTube, I can't really remember. Then when I saw this thing, I was like, what is this? This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was love struck. And then I had a pregnant friend at that time. She wasn't in Lagos, but I was like, I'm going to do this for her. But some things happened, but I couldn't do it for her. And then I was checking online to see where I can get it done.
Yeah.
But I did not see. I'm like, so nobody is doing it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Hey. Then I thought to myself, I can be the trailblazer. Let's start this thing in Nigeria.
Right.
Then I'm thankful for my partner. He pushed me to it. I'm like, okay, I think I'll do it. And I started it in late 2019.
Oh wow, it's amazing. But as much as amazing, not a lot of people appreciate it. You know, even art generally, Nigerians don't appreciate art yet. I mean, we're getting there gradually. So how's it been? What has been the challenges?
So it was 50-50, and because some people, I don't want somebody I don't know to touch my ball.
True. Hey,
true. To do. What I need to do, but I believe if you're a lover of aesthetics, if you love beautiful things, you won't think twice before getting this thing done.
Yeah.
Then there was a pause. Then I started again in 2023, and it has been 70-30. And the issue now is Because, let me say, because it takes two people to make this child.
Yes,
so
it does.
It takes two people to take the decision. When one person comes, oh, I want to get this done. Then after someone like, oh, my husband said I shouldn't do.
Are you serious? Nigerian men. People should mind yourself.
But there are still some men that would come and they want to do it for their wife.
Oh,
like,
nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah.
So what is the, do you actually ever ask, like, okay, fine, your husband is saying no, why? Do they actually ever give you?
No, I never asked.
You never asked? Why
it's
not?
their personal
It's personal. Because I mean, it's kind of strange. I mean, I want to do something, and but anyways, it actually makes a
I
whole.
wouldn't want to come into that.
Of course. Oh yeah, now let's wrap up this talk. This conversation.
So let me show you the designs you can pick from.
All right. Yeah, so I'm going to make the final details and decisions behind the camera. So
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Welcome back. I'm still so excited about my baby bump cast. Sitting pretty at home right now, and I'm still excited. Thank you so much, my baby bump. And right about now, we're moving on to our final conversation for today. We've literally had Obi Olama Nadi for the past 4 weeks now. And it's been amazing talking wellness, mental health, and the likes. Today's conversation is definitely not going to fall short of all of that amazement. We're going to be talking about I'm not mad, just down, right? Because a lot is happening in this country, and a lot of people find themselves in that state. Welcome back to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for literally being here with us for the past 3 weeks. And now finally wrapping it all up, snowballing on this final conversation. Now today we're talking about I'm not mad, I'm just down, right? And then prior to right now, we're having a conversation talking about what this conversation really entails. And you're telling me of how it's important to actually differentiate between mental health and mental illness, which I mean can be easily used.
Absolutely.
Yes, like intertwined and all of that. So let's get right into the definition. So now, what is the definition of mental health? And how does it differ from mental illness?
Thank you so much, Winfrey. I'm going to start by asking you a question, sorry, that I normally ask when I'm giving mental health talks, which is, how is your mental health?
It's good.
You know, why I ask this question is whenever I ask my audience, how's your mental health, the whole room, there's an uproar and everybody's like, no, I'm not mad. I'm not. And I'm saying to them, your mental health has absolutely nothing to do with madness, right? Because mental health, I mean, first off, we all have mental health.
True.
Mental health exists on a spectrum, right? So from time to time, we all experience mood fluctuations and all of that.
True.
But with mental illness, it is specifically diagnosable, right? So you're able to say, okay, this is exactly what's going on, you know, with me. And then what is mental health in layman's terms? Mental health is a state of mental well-being that helps determine how we think, feel, and act, and how we contribute to our quota in society. It also impacts our relationships and all of that. But mental illness is a broad range of health conditions that affect how we think, feel, and act. That's the key difference, right?
So like mental health is like the umbrella. Mental health is good. It could be good. It could be bad.
Absolutely. Mental health generally is your state of mind at any given time that determines how you think, feel and act. Yes.
Okay, amazing. So now that we've actually cleared that aside, and I think it's very important, so we use the terms correctly, right? So when you hear someone talking about mental health, you don't just literally just get defensive and like, oh yeah, I'm not crazy, right? So now let's talk about the signs. Now, for a balanced, very quickly, for a balanced, or rather for a good mental health, what will you say are the symptoms? And then now for mental health, leaning to mental illness, what would you say the major symptoms are?
All right. So from time to time, we all have mental health concerns. And then mental health concerns then becomes mental illness when it begins to affect how we perform our daily tasks, you know, how we go about our jobs and all of that. So for good mental health, I'm sure some of our listeners have never, are not aware that there's anything good when it comes to mental health, but you can actually have good mental health. So you feel optimistic, you know, about life, you don't negative self-talk, you manage challenges, you manage stress, and all of that. There's generally a burst of positivity about you in spite of whatever is going on in your life at the moment. However, with poor mental health, there's a range of symptoms. This is not an exhaustive list, but I'm just going to mention a few. Symptoms like reduced concentration, confused thinking, irritability, detachment from reality. And I want to say this, even an increase in appetite. Yes, a drastic increase. You go, like for instance, if you're not much of an eater and all of a sudden you find yourself eating a whole lot. But you know, in our society, people tend to confuse this a lot, because when you eat a lot, it's a sign of good living. It means you're doing well and all of that. So when there's a drastic change, you're either eating too much or too little, you're either sleeping too much, and you're not pregnant like Winfrey.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Don't mind me. And you know, so they're like I said, the list is not exhaustive, but if you can relate to two or more of these signs that I've called, that I've mentioned, even withdrawal. You know, for instance, with a mental illness like depression that is characterized by withdrawal and all of that, you tend to withdraw from the activities that used to interest you, the things you used to love to do. You no longer look forward to it. Lack of interest, low motivation, mood swings, and all of that. These are a few signs. Of mental
so
illness.
now I think for mental, I think why it's tricky is because, see, as human beings, right? We can't just operate on the plateau. Sometimes I think it's a normal situation, phenomenon, right? Where it goes up and it comes down. Today it can be a great day. Tomorrow it can literally be something totally else. Even with life, everything happens that way. So now, and another thing I think also caught my attention while you were defining was the fact that, okay, fine, you said mental health can literally be positive or negative, right? Now, we're talking about good mental health, positive side. We're talking about, okay, positive outlook to life. Now, there are some mental illnesses that literally take up that form. So, for instance, bipolar.
Exactly.
Right? So, bipolar, at some point, you can be like,
absolutely, it's characterized by extreme highs and lows. Exactly.
So,
you know, so that's why the awareness of mental health as a concept is extremely important. Because, for instance, somebody who is in my field can tell if I might not be able to diagnose, but I can tell that, okay, there might be something going on with an individual. And when you're not informed, you then tend to think that these extreme highs and lows, like you said, are part of good and bad mental health, and, you know, and stuff. But there has to be other things that you will see that can tell you. For instance, somebody who is living with bipolar and who has not sought medical attention or is not receiving the proper adequate medical attention, it begins to impact their interpersonal relationships. So, for instance, when they're experiencing extreme highs and all of that, there are certain other things that they do that can affect work, can affect their romantic relationships, can even impact their parenting skills and all of that. So that's how you can tell.
So it's not just one thing.
No, it's not just one thing. There are a range of other symptoms.
Okay, so now I feel something is also very important to talk about, considering the fact that we have Women's Day coming up in March, not too long away now. So that we'll talk about I mean issues like mood swings. Now, for women, we know that during the time of the month, your moods might literally swing up and swing down. Now, when dysmenorrhea comes, PCOS, sometimes even pregnancy, women-related things, pregnancy, even postpartum and all of that now, right? At what point, so they say, okay, fine, things that affect your hormones can actually drag you into a pit and all of that. So at what point is that pit too deep? Do you understand? At what point we say, okay, no, this one is beyond hormones now, and then it's now something else?
This is a fantastic question because we must, it's important that we draw the line between mental illness and just maybe when you're having a bad day. Like I said, there are general concerns from time to time about the state of our mental health. But like you rightly said, you know, most times on social media, people make a lot of jokes about women and mood swings and the time of the month and all of that. But like I said, the minute these things begin to impact your day-to-day activities, right? The minute you're experiencing these mood swings and it is impacting how you relate with your colleagues, it begins to impact even your ability to get out of bed and get ready for work, even your ability to, you know, do the normal things you do, like get the kids ready and drop them off at school. You're unable to do these things. We can then there's cause for concern.
Is it like once I wake up today, I'm like, I'm tired, as you see, you know?
Well, no. Yeah. I mean, once in a while we all feel that way, but when it persists, right?
Okay.
Yes, when it persists, so especially for a long, for instance, like somebody can struggle to get out of bed for a period of 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know, there's something else going on. It's not just the fact that you're stressed or that you're having dysmenorrhea and all of that.
Okay, so now timeline. Okay, so now we're speaking about the female part of things. So for the men part of things, I mean, men also experience a lot of withdrawal.
Yes,
especially because of the pressure put on society. Society has put on them to be manly and just not talk when you're feeling stuff. So most times they feel like, okay, you know what, I need to process things, I need to withdraw. Now, for someone who's noticed, you know what, this man is saying is processing things, but this is actually taking too long. How long? At what point will we say, okay, you know what, I think this is actually now borderline mental illness?
Well, but at this point, it's actually important to also let people know that the mind will fall ill at some point, and it's just like you fall ill, you have malaria, you have diarrhea and all of that. That's why we have physical health and we have mental health. And mental is relating to the mind. Illness is relating to the mind.
So everybody must actually have a mental illness one time of their life.
Well, yes, that's what statistics. And the truth of the matter is, you might even experience it and recover quickly and not even know that you experienced the mental health problem.
I mean, if you draw it closely to physical illness, it actually does make sense. Because if your body literally gets tired and gets...
Do you understand? It's the same way you're feeling these joint pains and aches and all of that, and it's a symptom of malaria, right? The minute you treat malaria, the pains go away. But you might have the same joint aches and pain, and it's a symptom of something else, something more severe. So it's the same with the state of our minds. So for instance, we talked about men, and why I like to talk about men a lot when we're discussing mental health is because they're at the bottom rung of the ladder when it comes to conversations about mental health. So men are raised to suppress emotions. Men are not expected to express emotions, right? So a lot of our men, like you said, say to themselves, okay, I'm going to withdraw and deal with this. Sometimes it's not necessarily the fact that it's not because they're going through a mental health problems. It's a function of how they were raised, orientation, right? So but when you notice that the man or the men in your life are withdrawn, and then you notice that they're kind of irritable. You notice that they're barely getting enough sleep. You know, or they're sleeping excessively. You notice that there's reduced concentration at work. You know, they're mixing up meals. There are other things, like I said, that lets you know. And for instance, a man who is very social, very outgoing, who is very boisterous, and all of a sudden is withdrawn.
Shuts down,
yes, that's actually cause for concern. You know, that's in cases like that. So there are other symptoms, the other things, signs you see that lets you know that, okay, there's possibly a mental health problem.
So there was a video I actually saw on social media a few days ago about a lady literally recording a video of someone that was literally borderline, like, who was literally mentally lost it on the street. And a lot of people were dragging and talking about how would you be recording him? And she was like, she can't help him because she just knows that, oh, he's going to go back there because she knew that he was addicted to drugs and things like that.
Yeah.
So the question here is, okay, fine, at what point does it snowball into that? So now we all know that this one literally was affected by drugs and things like that. So probably generally mental illness now, right? At what point would you say, oh, right, fine. You said sometimes you might actually even fall ill and then recover quickly.
Absolutely.
So at what point would you say it actually gets to that point where they're actually out of the house, out of clothes, and literally on the streets?
Well, like I said earlier, right? You can have malaria, and you buy over-the-counter medication and you treat it, and you're fine. You can have the same malaria and you must be admitted in the hospital and receive adequate medical. Yes. So the thing with mental health problems is that because there's a broad range of these illnesses, they manifest differently, right? True. And then some of them, over time, the person's state of mind deteriorates to that point where they're now out of the house. That's where you see the characters that we depict in our Nollywood movies, eating out of trash and all of that. But these guys were already displaying these other signs, right? They were displaying these other signs. So one of the major challenges mental health advocates like me have when we're doing this field work is the fact that you're seeing these small signs, you're seeing these extreme highs and lows. You're trying to call the attention of family members, but they'd rather take these guys to church, right? They'd rather pray about it and all of that, but which is a good thing. But we must understand that the mind itself, if it is not fed, if you do not pay attention, it begins to, the quality of your state of mind begins to deteriorate. So over time, which for some people it might take years, for some people it might take months. Well, especially when there's substance abuse going on, it tends to hasten the entire process and all of that. But the truth of the matter is, it depends, it varies from individual, from one person to the other. That's the length of time it takes to snowball into more severe mental health problems.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I think, fine, despite the fact that we have limited time, this was actually quite a well-rounded conversation, and that's all thanks to you. Thank you so much for all the 4 Wednesdays so far now. Hopefully we'll have you back soon.
Yes, hopefully.
Talking about something really interesting as well. All right, right now, on your first day here, you had breakfast.
Yes.
We'll definitely do the honors on your last day here as well.
Fantastic.
You'll have breakfast today again. So let's actually make our way down over to the kitchen.
Okay.
Yay!
Welcome to the kitchen. Yes, Chef
Don't talk to me.
I should not talk to you. It's something that I have to use Yoruba intonation.
So she learned from my mistake, and then she now used it to plate her own meal.
I mean, in fact, sorry, I'm very sorry about this.
She did. Like right now, I don't want to take off my.
Please show them my plating. Please, let's show it with pride. Please, let's show it with
I'm trying to understand what the difference is.
The difference is there. Mine is better arranged.
Oh my gosh.
Well, just look at that.
You're shameless.
But the sprinkle of the yaji spice here is evenly, it's evenly spread out.
Thank you.
So I can see like clusters on the other end.
Yeah, so hers is like 65%. Mine is like 96.
And okay.
Yeah, remember I did this
one. But the presentation of the quesadillas did not balance.
That's what it's
Can you just
I've been waiting for you guys.
Please just they don't want me to enjoy my
measure the way it's plated. So let's know what's inside.
Oh yeah, so there's mincemeat with vegetable and then cheese, then the tortilla wrap.
Then where does the yaji spice go?
So the yaji is for you to
I thought it was used to season the beef, the mincemeat.
The mincemeat was already seasoned with
rosemary and fresh thyme, and then a bit of salt. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so the yaji is just in case you want heat.
Spice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can try another bite with heat. I recommend it. Because something I've come to discover is that yaji and cheese. Hey! Mon Dieu. With tortilla wrap.
Nice, very nice. It's actually nicer with this spice.
Yeah,
with the spice. Nice.
All right.
Loved it.
Well done to everyone for being on the show today.
Yes, we did. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chef D.
Thank you, TV.
You're always on a roll whenever you're here with us in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's why I call Chef D.
Dr. Olama. Sit down. Yes, we still have Mola. She'll be, wrapping the show up and taking us out, with a
We're taking a bite and dancing to the music,
right.
So,
goodbye. Have a great day ahead, people.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
You're everything I want in my back, it's in my mind. I'm everything it's on my back, it's on my body. As long as you bear with me, I'm ready. As long as you take for me, it's plan B. As long as you're willing to, I'm ready. I will give you all my love, all my love. As long as you stay with me, I'm ready. As you take for me, it's ready. As long as you're willing to, I'm ready. I'll give you all my love. You're everything I need. It's one in my face. Give me all my love. And everything you need. Give me all my face. Give me all my body, love. And I'm sleeping. Oh, my love.